Morning, William.
Good morning.
Morning, Lana.
Good morning.
Morning. We're eating some traditional Southern cuisine. Grits, eggs, and chicken. Sounds about right. And Lana's got some dessert. It's a blueberry muffin. Is that right?
Now, a lot of people don't realize here in the Okefenokee Swamp, about 95% of our water comes from the rain. Most of it's watershed. And I think it's like about 20 to 30,000 gators. It rises and falls with gators in the swamp, guys. We got a bunch of gators out here. Is there anybody on the boat scared of snakes? One fast one right there too? Okay. All right, what I'm getting at, if one wants to fall in the boat, you hold it up, I'll tell you what it is. All right. Now, as far as our snake species go, we got the eastern diamondback rattlesnake, which is actually the largest venomous snake in North America. Got the canebreaker timber rattler. We got a dusky pygmy rattlesnake. We got the coral snake, copperhead, and the cottonmouth, all of which are venomous. And it's usually a banded water snake, and they're not venomous. They're just real mean for no reason. Sort of like my ex-wife. The other four wasn't that bad, y'all. Hey, I tell everybody all five of my exes had the same name. They never believed me, but they did, y'all. It was Plaintiff. So, guys, honestly, those probably not, because that one's about 4 foot, ain't he?
Yeah.
I was thinking say they may all three be from the same nest, but that. All right, need to take a vote on the tower, y'all.
Did you say alligator?
I see no alligator so far. Still looking, still looking.
The water does have a reddish tint to it, but you can see right through it. But I'd like to thank you for taking a boat ride with me. I enjoyed having you on it. And y'all please have a safe and a blessed day today, guys.
Something's been biting him on his tail.
Just a few hours away from Atlanta, huge city. We're in Okefenokee Swamp Park. And if you look down below, you'll find some American alligators. Ooh, I'm not going in there. And what's not so pleasant about this park is that there's plenty of yellow flies, and they bite worse than mosquitoes. And Lana didn't like that.
They love to eat, and sometimes they think fingers are carrots.
Our family has a connection to the Okefenokee Swamp. My grandmother was a Lee. Her name was Nancy Lee, and she lived and was born on Billy's Island in the middle of the Okefenokee Swamp. Her grandfather had settled there in the early 1800s. Yeah, we've canoed through the Okefenokee Swamp several times, my mother and I and some others, and very exciting experience. If you love the outdoors and you can handle yellow flies and mosquitoes, it's a great trip for you.
So, Lana, how are you feeling?
It's a little alligator in my hands.
17. Do you want a picture? Wow.
Yeah, sure.
No,
it will be her turn.
Is this a normal slip?
Yeah.
My father's people came from England, last name Pope. Earliest record were in the 1600s, went to Virginia, and then from Virginia they moved into North Carolina. From North Carolina they moved into Georgia in the early 1800s. My mother's people, they were Gillises from Scotland, came over to this part of the United States in the 1830s, I think it was, 1840s. And I guess the rest is history, as they say.
The truck carrying beehives, look at that. And the bees trying to keep up with the truck. And some of them will get lost eventually, but pretty cool.
It needs painting.
This is a car. Yeah.
She okay with it, a little filming?
I guess so. Just don't put it on America's Most Wanted or nothing.
Good to meet y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Been keeping you busy.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
How's it going? I'm Michael.
Lana, nice to meet you.
That's on Billy's Island. That's my great-grandmother and my grandmother holding the kitten and her two brothers.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's like a big cat.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's kind of scattered out, so if you see something, we'll just.
Coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
That's right.
Pork.
That's right.
Some ribs.
Ribs, of course.
Deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs.
He's trying to do it, Daddy.
I'm sorry.
You ruining this game. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't care.
This one, I'm a bit confused.
Cornbread.
I don't know.
It's called
either.
cornbread salad. It's cornbread mixed up with like bacon and stuff. What?
Hey, don't. I didn't know that one either.
Chocolate pie, a chocolate cake, and pecan pie.
Parents' home. It is, absolutely. And where we grew up at.
I like how we got windows everywhere, so bright.
Yeah.
I like a lot of space.
If you walk through it, it's like a big restaurant, you know? It's like, where would you like to be seated, sir? Right over here, please. Oh my God. You just carry it with you?
You want to shoot it?
Welcome to the South.
That's right.
Oh my God. All right, come over here. I'm like in the war zone.
Now I got one of them that's a 308,
Okay.
and it will knock you on your.
Basically, what you have here is an AK-47 Romanian style. There's your safety there.
Okay.
So keep your finger like that until you get ready to pull the trigger.
Okay.
So basically, you pull it down. Your fire there. Keep your finger off the trigger. One hot. Finger off the trigger. Okay. Go ahead and shoot.
Enemy's dead.
On fire, so you pull the trigger, and it's ready to roll.
America, the land of peace lovers.
Oh.
No, point it down. Point it down.
Oh,
In
sorry.
case somebody's over there.
Yeah, point it down.
Oh boy.
Let me do it. All right. No, I'm not.
Yeah, that's a lot of hay. Look at that. You thought that truck was big? Well, wait till you see this one. Peterbilt. I'm gonna be driving this one now. Just another day in the life of a truck driver. Okay. Right, got some deliveries to make. I'm letting go of this clutch, and I'm adding just a little bit of gas. And off we go. Lana, take a look. Wonderful view in front of us. Wonderful view. And there's plenty of room in the back. William can confirm that. Yeah. You saw this comfortable. He's taking a nap. It's just like a monster. I'm driving a monster. You want me to follow this road?
Yes.
A lot of the people coming from Eastern European countries, most like Russia, Ukraine, and others, they get jobs as truck drivers. It's a very popular choice to start in America. It pays well. It doesn't require a lot of language skills. It's kind of something you can learn.
Absolutely.
And do for a number of years until you made some capital. Then maybe you buy a home or something.
Yeah. And I've also met quite a few Eastern European immigrants, Russia, Ukraine, other Eastern European countries, that have started their own trucking business. Not only are they drivers,
Right.
but they actually own their own trucks and have their own trucking business.
Test passed.
You're ready to go.
Ready to go.
English skills, great.
Right.
Driving skills, fair and getting better. Gear changing skills, need work.
Need work.
Yeah, need work.
Tell me about the truck company.
Well, Pope Trucking, our parents started the company back in 1978. Daddy was a truck driver, owned his own truck. He was leased to another company out in Texas called C&H Transportation as an owner-operator. He wanted to try to stay home more, and so he ended up getting his own authority and starting Pope Trucking with one truck, hauling lumber from southern Georgia to Florida, and then coming back empty, which was not very profitable, but he managed to make ends meet. And through the years, he grew slowly, and my two sisters and I started helping out in the business in the 90s. And now my parents are retired, and me and my two sisters run the company, and God's blessed us to be up to around 130, 135 trucks, and we just try to service our customers well, treat our employees like family, and and try to make a profit every year and stay in business and support our families and provide a job for the folks that work with us. I think we've just found a new driver, Slava, I believe. He's in driver training. And,
Is he from Russia?
Well, I heard that. He speaks great English, though. I'm not sure.
Thanks for hiring me.
Yes.
Now, what's your favorite truck?
If I were going to drive a truck full-time every day, I think I would choose a Peterbilt 389.
Since I've driven that big truck, this one doesn't feel as big. Lana, come on.
24 hours a day, anytime they can come in here and, take a shower. Got some new drivers training in there.
Just a big guys.
Got some new drivers.
It's a lounge room.
Yes, a little lounge for the drivers. And like I said, it stays open 24 hours a day. Anytime they can come in off the yard and it's never locked. The drivers, they watch TV, rest, relax, cook them something to eat.
Okay.
Take them a shower.
Oh, wow.
Bathroom, a little shower in there. Paul Darwin, he's our general manager.
Hey,
he's over.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah.
good.
Slava.
Good to have y'all.
Thank you.
I read your site and looked at y'all's stuff. Y'all been up in Amish country and
You'll see yourself in the picture soon.
That's right. It was good to see you. So glad to have you.
Richard, he's our safety director. On the road.
Nice to meet y'all.
Oh.
And you've met Audrey, my sister. Yeah, she's.
Hi.
There you are.
James, he's in charge of all our bulk operations. How you doing?
How's it going?
And Lance, he's our operations manager.
How you doing, Lance?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And this is really the heart of the operation. Where all the trucks are dispatched. These folks, they do a great job.
How you doing, guys?
They'll take a load anywhere except Russia. We don't make any deliveries to Russia yet.
Oh, now I'm disappointed.
Someday.
Guys, I think I mentioned Michael. That's what they do. They sell trailers on the internet.
Yeah. May 4th. How you doing,
I've
buddy?
seen you before.
Yes, sir.
Staying busy?
Yeah, we've been busy.
Lots of paper on your table. Oh, wow.
Give me just a second, okay, man?
This won't get me killed, right?
Yeah, be careful.
So,
Don't.
in Chicago, you might want to put that in your
If
suitcase.
you're going to Chicago, don't put that on the back of
Don't
your
put
car.
it on your car.
You might get. She's our accounts payable lady and does a great job with accounting.
Very nice.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Enjoy your stay.
His my other sister, Tracy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nice to
Tracy
meet
Brown.
you.
That's
So y'all
Pat's
find the
wife as well.
alligators in the swamp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a few. Yeah.
Good.
That was fun.
I'm kind of a history buff, so I like to have a lot of pictures of history and whatnot.
Right.
I'll show you just a little trick, and then
Okay.
I will. But if you look at that screen up there, kind of show you where all our trucks are across the United States right now. See, we got a few in Houston.
A lot of Florida and Georgia.
Yeah. Take the traffic button off, and it makes it clears it up a little bit.
Right.
I found this YouTube channel. They're pretty nice. They're a little bit goofy, but they're pretty nice Russian couple, And but to me, I think one of the reasons so many Americans, including myself, like to reach out to to you on your travels over here. I mean, certainly you're a great couple that I've enjoyed meeting, but it's really something larger than that. I think there's a lot of Americans just have a desire to connect with people. And get beyond the politics that you hear a lot about on the news. And they just want to say, hey, we enjoy meeting new people. We enjoy people from other nations, other cultures, and just have a desire to be open. And I think probably people all over the world are that way, in many cases. So anyway.
Can you tell us how long the vacation for employees? How long, working day?
The typical working week is 40 hours in America. If you work more than 40 hours by law, you have to pay an employee time and a half overtime. So that's 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and that's the typical. Some people work more than that, obviously, but if they're in an hourly employee, they have to receive overtime. Now, if they're in management, then they don't. They can receive a salary or whatever. The average vacation in America is typically one paid week per year. Sometimes if you've been there longer, some might be 2 weeks per year. Some companies even maybe go longer, as a reward for longevity of service. They might go 3 weeks,
XLTs, like extra large?
Extra large tall. It's like a long shirt.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know,
we'll
you
take
get the extra and then extra.
We'll
yeah.
take it.
And if she, she don't want to just give it to somebody wherever.
Right. If y'all were here a couple of weeks from now, we got some ordered with the ladies' cuts and everything coming in, but they're not in yet. So I'm sorry.
Wonderful, appreciate it.
Yeah.
You call that a biscuit sandwich, and then a sandwich, has toast. Yeah.
We are in the small town of Ocilla, and this is the Irwin County Courthouse. It's the seat of the local government. It's a monument to Confederate soldiers. Now, in the north, in small towns, you will find a monument to Union soldiers. So depending where you go, you'll find different monuments. These are all the local people, right?
Yeah. They didn't necessarily die in the war, but they just are people who served.
My name is Slava, S-L-A-V-A.
All right.
This is my girlfriend, Lana.
My name is Lena.
L-E-N-A.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. You too. You too. You're hanging out with this guy.
Yeah.
He stays in trouble all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, the air conditioning people scared of him.
Hello.
Here, just stay right here. I gotta get a key. I'm gonna get y'all some taxes. There you go. A few of them right there.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yep. Y'all want to get a photo with one of the guys or anything, or?
Sure, we could. Why not?
All right, Howard. Hey, come here. Come out back. They drive the unmarked vehicles in the Tahoe. They got all their crime scene stuff in the back.
Is it unmarked for a reason?
Yeah, just because they don't pull anybody over, or they don't wear, they just wear plain clothes and do investigations, look into stuff. So it doesn't really need to be striped up. But now the ones that wear a uniform and have more contact with the public and pulling people over, the cars are marked and they wearing the uniform with the badge and the patches. Here, they're here over here from Russia visiting. They want to get a photo with the deputies in the car.
They like good-looking folks, so they need you on there.
We need you on there.
Were there a lot of people running for sheriff when you got elected?
Five.
Okay.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm at the sheriff's office, and Cody is the youngest elected sheriff in Irwin County. Is that correct?
Yeah, or in the whole state of Georgia for right now. I'm 27.
Your dad was a sheriff as well.
Yep, my dad, I just started in January, or for sheriff. Now, I was a detective before that for about 8 years, but he was sheriff for 24 years and then retired in January. Then I come in after him.
What's the best thing you love about your job?
Well, the best thing is, if you have the opportunity to help somebody, obviously, and then I just like the job, the trying to find the people that's stealing, that's making other people victims doing the stealing, or even other people, kind of some of the worst stuff. So, I don't know, it's just something I enjoy.
Okay.
I feel like you make a difference in your community if you can, if you can do some good, it makes you feel good.
The police as a whole in the U.S. has been recently given like a hard time, in terms of like they're mistreating people and this and that. Like, what's your take on that?
Look, that's mainly going to be in the bigger cities,
right?
Like these smaller towns like this. We know a bunch of people. We know everybody. We all get along. Even the people we have to deal with and arrest. I mean, we pretty much get along with them.
Right.
They know we're not out to try to hurt them. They know if they did wrong, they know they have to go to jail.
Right.
So we really don't have that problem in most of the area around here. That's going to be more the bigger cities that's having those problems. And the problem now is the news wants to take stuff and spin it around ever how they want people to see it. And that's the problem. And the news likes to silence certain people.
Sure.
They only want to get their side to get out whatever they want to get out. Of course, there's been a few bad cops that do bad things, The majority, I say just about all of them, man, are really good people. Really good people. And cops, they get judged real bad. If one messes up, they want to judge everybody,
So in Russia, we have like traffic police as a separate department, and then we have regular police. And no, for you, it's both, right?
Yeah, it's both. We do everything. We do everything. So we do, like the police department here is the building behind us, the police.
Right.
They answer calls if people call 911 and they need help. They do that, and they have the traffic police. Here at the sheriff's office, we run the jail, which keeps the inmates. So we run that. We provide security for the court system when they go to court.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how they do it in Russia, but they go to court and they'll decide if they're guilty or not. You know,
Okay.
people that live in the community will decide that, and they'll vote if they think they'll hear everything that happened, and they'll vote. So we do security on that. We serve any kind of like civil papers if somebody's suing somebody, you know, that they did them wrong or owe them money. We serve those papers. We answer the calls at the sheriff's office if people need help. We do the traffic stuff like writing tickets, we do that. And we do investigations, like looking into the real serious stuff, either whether it's like some kind of money fraud or crimes against a person, burglary.
Okay.
I mean, at the sheriff's office, we do everything. We cover everything. We have a lot of duties at the sheriff's office.
Now, as far as I understand, the police department's limitations are the city limits.
Right.
And yours, as sheriff, yours limits are county.
Yep,
right?
into county. Yep.
Okay.
Now, the sheriffs and the deputies, their power is limited to the county, but if we already have a arrest warrant that we're looking for somebody, we can enforce that anywhere in the state.
You can go beyond.
If we already have the warrant and we got warrant on somebody, we can go beyond. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Give me an example. Like, what should I do to get like a 5 days in jail?
If you commit a crime and we arrest you, within 48 hours, it's usually before that, but within 48 hours you will go see a judge and they will set you a bond amount. I don't know if that's similar to how it is in Russia, but
I understand the bond amount.
They'll give you a bond amount, and if they have somebody that can come get you out, they can come get you out right then until the day that they give you to go to court to see if you're going to be guilty or not.
Right.
So if they have somebody that can bond them out, they can usually get out as soon as they get arrested.
Okay.
Unless it's something very bad, they may say, you know, no bond, you can't get out.
Okay.
You have to stay in there until the date that you go, and they say, we think you did this or we think you didn't. We'll ride down the road. I'll take y'all and show you where we house all the inmates.
Dodge Charger. Now, is that a special kind of modification, or is a?
It does. They raise up the top speed on it.
Okay.
And it'll have steel wheels so they don't bend if you jump over a curb and stuff.
Oh wow.
It'll have a bigger alternator to charge all the camera systems.
Oh, right, 'cause you got many.
The
That's
cameras,
right.
yep. So there's the camera, and then we also have the body camera that we wear on the shirt.
Oh, that's true.
Yep, on the shirt. So that's got audio and video.
Okay.
My name is Tyler Harper, and I'm from a little small town called Ocilla, Georgia, here in South Central Georgia, and I have the pleasure of serving in the Georgia State Senate, representing the 7th Senate District, which encompasses 10 counties in South Central and Southeast Georgia. I have about 180,000 constituents or so.
That you represent?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
You talk about 2021. What's the prime focus for it?
So our legislature only meets 3 months out of the year, basically.
Okay.
So we meet January, February, March, and the rest of the year we're out.
Okay.
So we're out right now. We're not in session, is what we what we call it. But kind of the primary focus this past session was election reform. And so we passed a pretty extensive elections bill, as our governor puts it so eloquently, making it easy to vote and hard to cheat. The other issue that is real big for us, especially down here, is broadband. So internet service, broadband internet
so everybody's
access.
got that.
Yeah, because in rural Georgia, it's a pretty there's a big disparity in regards to that.
That's right.
Most of your agricultural businesses are located far from the city center, right? So, they compete in a global market.
Very true.
So they're trying to sell their products all over the world, not just here locally. I mean, they're trying to sell everywhere. Well, how do you compete in a global market? You have to have access to that global market.
So it's not just about farming now, it's not about marketing.
That's
marketing,
right.
you got to have broadband to do that.
And you got to have
Very true.
Exactly.
Just to understand what's your daily routine is when you come to work. What do you do normally?
So when we're in session, so I'm in Atlanta, we may have committee meetings at 7, 8 o'clock. We may just have normal meetings with constituents or other members of the legislature at that same time. You can go online. There's a website you can go on and pull up our meetings live. They're all streamed live.
No secrets.
No secrets. That's right. Yeah.
Transparent.
All our committee meetings are streamed live. All of our floor sessions are streamed live. And we vote, on issues.
Okay.
Yes or no. And so when a piece of legislation comes to the floor, you vote on it. When a piece of legislation is in committee, you have a vote on it. If it passes committee, then it eventually can move to the floor for a full vote.
Okay.
And
if it passes that?
if it passes the Senate, it goes to the House.
Okay.
The House, then the process starts all over again in the House.
When you were just a teenager,
yeah,
how did you picture yourself in the future?
When I was coming out of high school, I wanted to get an engineering degree, and I saw myself working on, you know, ag equipment and, you know, designing that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I saw for myself, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Is that all the people like endorsed you? Or?
Yeah, there was, I think whenever we had our campaign victory party or whatever, after I won later that year, they all signed it just as a, you know, congratulations.
Saying congrats, basically.
Yeah. So a lot of good folks that I served with from across the state. We just were really fortunate when the Trump administration was in office. We built some really good relationships with the administration and had some opportunities to visit with the vice president, among others.
What's your interaction with the local people? Like, do you have any kind of, how do you know what their demands are?
But for the most part, we're pretty approachable. I mean, I have a public email, I have public phone numbers, I have Facebook, I have Twitter, you know, all of the all of the
social
stuff.
media.
Yes, and the other thing is I live here, so you know this is my home too. I'm never off duty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So
it's very nice you have a public you know, public sector, and at the same time you're in the private sector, so
That's
you're
correct.
never detached from the real life.
So
it's very good.
In the Georgia legislature, we're what's considered a part-time legislature. Even though I would argue that it's a full-time job.
Right.
1970 Dodge Dart Swinger. The six-pack denotes that its carburetor has 3 carburetors, each with 2 barrels.
Okay.
So 3 times 2 is 6, six-pack. 1970. This
1970,
This car is 51 years old.
Wow. I've mistaken one for a Ferrari. I said, Lana, this is a Ferrari. And then I looked at the badge, it's a Corvette.
Yeah, but it's really a fun car to drive. They're hard to find. Buyers are buying them up and collecting them. It's a 1969 Chevrolet Camaro. Now this car is special because it's owned by the NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. In 1965, Carroll Shelby built these little cars called the Cobras, and he built them with 289 engines and then up to a 427. I could only afford a replica.
Okay.
$35,000.
$35,000. Okay.
This is a 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle. It's both of these, and the red one are 1968 Shelby Mustangs, GT500s. It's a 1969 Chevrolet Camaro SS RS. It's a rally sport. The previous owner modified the car, you know, done some extra things to it. He was actually street racing.
This car?
Yeah.
Okay. William, one thing I wanted to ask you is what got you interested in Russia and Ukraine, in the Slavic culture in the first place?
Well, you know, I grew up during the 60s and 70s, born in 63, so I grew up in the 70s. Cold War was at its height. And, you know, the Soviet Union was always, you know, kind of the enemy as we were coming up. But I just always had an interest in that culture, and in the early 2000s, there were some Ukrainian pastors who came over and spoke at a church locally, and I said, you know, I want to go hear those guys. And I went, and I was invited to go with that church on a mission trip to Western Ukraine, and I went, I believe that was 2002, went back again in 03, 04, and 05, and I was just fell in love with the Slavic culture. You know, I know Russia, Ukraine, a very similar culture. The villages, going out into the churches, and then people ask you to go eat with them in their home, and it was great. And still have a lot of friends over there that I communicate with. And you know, I was browsing through YouTube, and I came across one of your videos, and maybe it was your Aunt Gayla, I can't remember, but it was like the life in the Russian village.
That's right,
I was
she's becoming popular now.
Yeah, and I thought, wow, this is just like you know, when I was in Ukraine, those villages, the wonderful hospitality of the people, and I just began to follow your videos. And you know, like you say, when you came to America, reached out, and you were able to stop by, and it's just been a great. I've really enjoyed having you and Lana be with us.
It worked out well.
Yeah.
And I got a new friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of new friends in South Georgia.
So here's what you owe me for all this time. I plan to go to Russia one day.
Okay.
And you got to take me around.
No problem.
Yeah, keep me out of trouble. Show me the good places and keep me away from the bad.
That's right.
I enjoyed it very
Thank
much.
You so
So.
much. Thank you.